Hello everyone. This is a video about one of our subscriber real-life guardian angel experience. He shared his experience to me. Let's start a video. My grandfather, Papa, was a strong and solid presence in my family. When I was young, my parents, brothers, and I lived above him in his two-story home. I think he represented the same sense of security to all of us in the family, commanding and steady. Watching him get very sick from cancer was really disconcerting and unsettling, to say the least. Papa's funeral was at the big Catholic church he attended. I'd reached young adulthood by that time, and the church seemed to me a relic from an ancient past. I was also raised Catholic. But by the time Papa died, I didn't believe in God at all. And why did God create women if he hated them so much? Women weren't allowed to be priests in my church, and my church's story of the fall from grace said that Eve was to blame. None of it made any logical sense in my mind, so I cast off all religion as old-fashioned propaganda. At the funeral, looking at Papa lying in the casket was very frightening. His body was still right there, but the aliveness had disappeared entirely. His body hadn't gone anywhere when he died, but that invisible, animating life force was definitely gone. Although I no longer identified as religious, an urgent request crossed my mind. As soon as the service was over, I tried to erase the disturbing experience from my mind. I wanted to escape back into my routine and pretend this dark side of human existence wasn't real. I forgot the request I made to Papa.
At the time, Chris and I used a really old alarm clock radio in our bedroom.
One morning, a couple of days after the funeral, the alarm went off at a very strange time that we would never have set, about 4 a.m. The radio was turned to full volume, so the blasting music startled us wide awake. The song that was playing on the radio was popular at the time, Honey Bee, by Blake Shelton. Chris and I looked at each other with wide eyes. We both felt something powerful and strange had happened, but we couldn't process what was going on.
Suddenly, I remembered the request I had made to Papa at the funeral. There was a commanding presence in the room that was unmistakable. I realized that I'd just received the sign I'd asked for in a way that was so obvious, I couldn't deny it. It played when I drove to a family get-together for Mama's birthday, Papa's wife. It played when my parents came to visit and we drove my son to his very first Red Sox game. It played in the rental car when we did a big family trip to Disney World. I could go on and on and on with the examples. I've received so many signs from above. At this point, I feel certain that Papa lives on in spirit. So many years later, he's still guiding me and experiencing life beside me and through me. He got me started on my spiritual path too. After Honeybee played for the first time, I felt compelled to read my first spiritual book titled Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani.
My experience reading that book was one I'll always remember with love. I felt that I'd finally found the message my heart had always searched for. To this day, Anita's book is still one of my favorites. I'd never read a metaphysical book before, but it directly answered my questions about the spirit surviving death of the body.
When I think back on the reasons why I received such an amazing and clear sign from above, I think there were two main factors.
1. I set a very clear intention. I specifically asked for a sign with a genuine longing to receive an answer. 2. I didn't have any resistance in my thinking. Since I forgot about my request shortly after, I never had any resistant or opposing thoughts like, why isn't my sign coming? Or, what am I doing wrong? Etc. I think that winning combo allowed the sign to come through in a way that was unmistakable and pronounced.
Yesterday, I got the idea to write a post about prepare. Shortly after I had the idea, I hopped into the car to pick up Trevor. I'm sure you can guess what was playing as soon as I started the ignition. And Honeybee is over 10 years old now, so it's rarely played on the radio anymore. I feel strongly that prepare is encouraging me to follow my heart and share this story. It's such a relief to know that the spirit of prepare is still here with me. He's like a guardian angel. That aliveness only seemed to disappear when he died because the animating spirit was no longer attached to his body. It's beyond and outside his body now, and therefore eternal.
If you've ever had an experience with guardian angels, departed loved ones, or divine intervention, please share it with me. You can write a comment below or send me an email via my contact page. I think a lot of people have similar experiences with guardian angels, but we don't talk about them nearly enough. So let's start talking. This is the real-life experience of our subscriber. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.